Hello YouTube Vintage Stereo Restorers. This is the Kenwood KR33 that I did a video of just a little while ago. And what I do after I restore them is I run them for a while. This is my main setup in the living room. Make sure that everything works. There aren't any little quirks or things that come up. But it's mainly to burn in the circuitry. I've replaced transistors, capacitors, resistors. And so what I usually start off with, just some nice classical music. Just listen to classical radio or jazz, something that doesn't tax it too much. And then I move to the vinyl library. Now, first one is Boston, Don't Look Back. Look at that. I've had this album actually since January '79, and almost every stereo I do, I run this one. And it still sounds great. And on a dual 1214. Then there's the Curly Shuffle, if you're in for a few laughs. Not many of these around. And then for something a little harder, Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers. Boy, there's some good songs in this one. Nobody's Home, Perfect Strangers. And then for something very Canadian that's not that often heard, except on AM 740, the First Cut, Keith Hampshire, from '71, has some really good songs in it. Daytime, Nighttime, Sitting in the Park. First Cut's the deepest, and it's better than Rod Stewart. And then if you want something that really demos your system, King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King. Ugh. 21st Century Schizoid Man. But there's some very quiet songs on here, and you can kind of hear the detail in the system. But the ultimate for testing a stereo out, there's none better than Isaac Hayes' Hot Buttered Soul. What an album. This is just absolutely one of my favorites. And some of the songs on Walk On By, Hyperbolic, Syllabic, I can't even say it. The bass on this album, the piano, this guy was the master of his time. And it just sounds so good. This is recorded in '69, and it just sounds so good. He knew what he was doing. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff. I usually listen to some vinyl, but then I do listen to some streaming and different things, CD player. Generally, I run them, 3-4 weeks to make sure everything's good. But thanks for watching and listening. All right,